Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hot Seat. I am your host Priscilla Moy, and we are live in real time here at Social Media Shows. We're going to jump into our first guest. She is absolutely amazing. I actually met her on a set of a music video, but she is a contortionist, an aerialist, an amazing, amazing, amazing athlete. She has worked with Cirque, and she also is now in a new show, a horror show called Abandon, and I can't wait for you guys to meet her. Everyone, please welcome Giulia Polanti. Hi, Queen!
Lovely, beautiful.
Oh, you're so beautiful. Please take a
Thank
seat.
you for having me.
Yes, you're fabulous. All this purple. It's absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for being here. You are Italian, 100%, right?
Yes.
You came from Italy. So tell us a little bit about your origins and you as an athlete and how that started in Italy.
So yeah, I was born and raised in Italy, and I always had this passion for dancing and arts in general. So I always try to find way to like really push my boundaries and my body limits. That's why, for example, I love contortion, because it really like extend all the mobility the body can have. So I grew up in Italy, and I was a rhythmic gymnastic. That when my grandma actually, she was like, this baby, she's too active, she needs to go to gymnastics. So when I was 4 years old, my grandma, she brought me to my first class of rhythmic gymnastics, and I loved it. After finish competing at the age of 19, I decided after high school to attend a dance arts academy in Milan, Italy. So there is where I start more like acting and all like different discipline, like all kind of dancing. And then slowly I moved more into like circus performers. And in 2007 I thought I was ready. So I sent really, back in 2007, you really had to go to the post office and send your DVD to Montreal, where is the base of Cirque du Soleil. So that's what I did. I put together a little like video of me, went to the post office, sent everything. It was July 2007, and the 31st of August 2007, I had the email that completely changed my life. Cirque du Soleil offered me my first contract in a show, a resident show in Tokyo, Japan. So 2007 is the year that I left Italy and I moved to Tokyo for 4 years. And after that, I kept working for Cirque from show to show. I did 5 shows with Cirque du Soleil, mainly traveling shows. I prefer to travel. Like you just become richer like inside, meeting all these different culture, all these amazing artists and people all over the world. That was the best aspect of like touring, for sure. Last year was my last show with Cirque so far here in Las Vegas, MJ1. I was playing the Jolly Diana, the pole act. And then I decided sometimes I like to, I don't know, change a little direction. So I'm a big fan of horror movie, yeah, always been since a young age. My mom and dad were like surprising me with like horror movies, and I was like, oh, thanks. Everybody, you know, loved Disney cartoon, but I was more into horror. And I guess after so many years, it turned out that maybe that was good for me, because I'm an actress at the moment in this new horror show here in the Art District in Las Vegas at the Vegas Theatre Company, the show called Abandon. And it's an immersive experience between horror, there's a little bit of kinky, definitely for adult, and definitely it's a must-see show until the end of October.
Yes, so that you have a lot going on, and diving into a lot for specifically what you've done. When you're in Tokyo, you did win an award,
yes,
correct?
Yeah, being in Tokyo also opened doors to other possibilities. I started doing pole dancing, and you know, like back in time, pole dancing, it was still seen a little bit as a like a adult, but Fortunately, through the years, we were able to transform the discipline into a real acrobatic discipline.
Yeah.
So Japan at that time was really already advanced with the idea of pole dancing as like a circus discipline. So I started practicing, and then 2010 there was the World Championship of pole dancing, and I got runner-up. So I got the second.
But that's a huge.
But yes.
Yeah.
And also, let's be honest, the gold medal was a Japanese girl,
Yes.
and we were in Japan. So
But to do pole at that level is very, very, very high athletic,
Yeah.
and also having the grace of a dancer.
Mhm.
It's not easy. I know a lot of people
No.
think it's very easy that you spin. Like, I've seen professionals and they're doing literally acrobats
Yeah.
on a pole.
No.
So,
It's a full workout, like 100%. You use all the muscles from the legs to the upper body, and then there's the flexibility
Right.
involved, and yes, the velocity and the spin. It can throw you off balance, so
Yeah.
that's a lot going
And girls
on.
love to wear the big heels too. I
And
know. Yes.
that's an option,
Yes,
of course.
but-
But definitely, I have to say, since I started pole dancing, as a woman, I feel more in control of myself. It's a discipline that also helps you to have confidence.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
more than any other. Maybe also because you cannot wear too many clothes, you
Mhm.
need the grip, the
Yeah.
skin and the pole. So the fact that you are in short and sport bra and the heels,
Yeah.
it gives confidence.
It's very
Yeah,
empowering.
it does.
It
And
is.
it's for all women,
Yes.
all body shapes, all women. Like, seriously, it just makes you feel better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I remember you telling me, amongst your travels and performing, you had actually gone to Saudi Arabia, correct?
Recently.
And you were telling me the story about how difficult it was
Yeah.
as, a performer, an acrobat, who normally wears very skin-tight clothes.
Mhm.
Obviously, you want to see the movement of the body, and it's easier for you to flip around without all the fabric everywhere, right? So I want you to tell the audience what that was like to bring that sort of performance in a place where women are not very much allowed to show skin or do a lot of things that you could do at any other cirque show.
He was a challenging time, definitely. So I spent from December 2022 until the end of March 2023 between Dubai and Saudi Arabia. Dubai is still very much like Western ideas. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, no. So women are really still considered inferior than men. Just recently, just a couple of years ago, women are allowed to go to university and to drive cars. Just really a couple of years ago. So being there as a performer, we couldn't show any skin. So we had to perform and practice with long pants, long shirts, and it was also a little dangerous because, as I mentioned earlier, sometimes you need the skin for the grip, for the safety of the aerial apparatus you are using. Being covered with so many layers of costumes that they could wrap around the apparatus, or you could get stuck, and yeah, it was not fun, but I have to respect, of course, their culture and their heritage, so we all agree to perform in this condition, definitely, but it wasn't ideal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And-
I'm sure it was a
and-
learning experience for you as well.
Of course,
Yeah.
always. And when a country like Saudi Arabia is so different than our country, like I remember I left and I felt extremely lucky to live in United States, where there's freedom of expression, where there's more of equality between men and women. So yeah, I remember I was in the plane and I was like, wow, I'm coming back home. Yeah.
Have a nice glass of wine.
Yes, and have a nice glass of yes. Another thing that you don't really think about it often. But sometimes,
Yeah.
yes, at the end of the show or at the end of a long day, you can enjoy a glass of wine with your friends. And yes, Saudi Arabia is illegal. Alcohol is illegal. So I definitely detoxed my body for 3 months.
You came back, had to build up your tolerance
Yeah.
because you live in Las Vegas.
Yeah. True.
So with every show that you've been casted in, whether it be MJ1, whether it be that show in Saudi Arabia or pole dancing, is there something that there's in common that you have with all of these shows? Because I know that you probably have a different role and you do different apparatuses and different things, right? What is the common denominator that you've kept?
The common thing is the audience, in the sense that the audience never seen that show. So no matter what I do, no matter how tired I am, they deserve to have the best from me. Yes. So in any show I go, I really put my soul out there. Really, really, really. Yeah.
What's your favorite apparatus out of all things?
I like aerial.
Okay.
I like to fly around. I'm much more confident and comfortable in the air than on the ground.
Really?
Yes. All of my little injuries, they are happening when I walk.
Okay.
But not when I'm there. So,
yeah.
So my favorite apparatus is straps. It's called straps. And it's something that goes on your wrist, both wrists. You secure it with safety, and it makes you fly. It makes you fly, so you can do 2-arm sequences or 1-arm sequence. It's really like dancing in the air. Yeah.
How do you maintain keeping the flexibility and ability, like, you know, everything that you're able to do for so long after a period of time, even through injuries? And I'm sure you want to continue performing and continue doing all your contortion. I'm sure a lot of it's muscle memory, but you still have to condition yourself to do, especially new shows. Like the next show you'll do will be something completely different choreography, different apparatus for you, different, you know, physical demands. How do you maintain the ability to just jump right into something like that?
Training every day, more or less. Like, even if I don't have a show in the next few weeks, that doesn't mean that I'm taking those few weeks off. No. More or less, at least a couple of hours, 5 days a week. Yes, I go and I do my own workout that is not weights and lifting. No, it's really like aerial. So I basically hold my own body weight. And yeah, I practice every day for a couple of hours. Usually I start with the most physical things and I finish with a very, very nice contortion stretching, yes. Because usually like contortion and muscles are not really going well together if you build too much muscle. So I really need to practice both in every day. So like I keep a good balance.
Which is already extremely hard because you're like, oh, I can't do too much, but I have to maintain strength. Right.
And also sometimes if I'm too flexible, like it's a problem in the air.
Oh no.
I fold myself into a pretzel.
Oh no. A true athlete. Absolutely. Yeah. So let's talk about Abandon. Now, when I met you, you're kind of hinting towards what it's about, and it is a horror show, but it's based off of Marquis de Sade.
Yes. Right? The Marquis de Sade was a French writer in the 18th century. He was a particular writer for sure, and he had a little bit the obsession towards pain for pleasure. So he became mentally a little unstable. They put him in an asylum where he spent the last year of his life, and that is where he wrote his most famous book, 120 Days of Sodom. And in the book is basically an escalation of horrifying scenes by humans to try to get pleasure through pain until they die, basically. The show, so it's represent his last years in the asylum. So the ambient is an asylum. So he got captured, and that's how it started the show. And because it's an asylum, of course, you met also all the other patients in the asylum. In particular, like I'm a schizophrenic patient, so I think I have double personality. I'm not gonna reveal too much, but yeah, so I play two characters in the show, and then we have a post birth child trauma, so it's another patient, and psychopath. The show itself, it's made in a way that stimulates the thoughts and the emotions and the feelings of the audience that is watching it. Yes.
Yes, and you said it's kind of heavy for the audience.
Some scenes are maybe a little shocking, yes, for the audience. The show is rated 17 plus, so it's really not for kids. There are pretty obvious, strong images. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you had mentioned before, because it just opened last week.
Yes,
right. So
yes,
it's now currently playing.
It's a new one, until the 31st of October. And there's also a very nice pre-show in the foyer of the theater where you can play with different toys around. And yeah, I mean, definitely it's shocking. We made a show to shock people.
Now, were you involved in creating the show? Because I know you have an interest in this sort of type of horror and psychological thrill, personally. So what was your role in creating the show prior to its opening?
So we are 10 actors, and we received the script, of course, the director scene by scene. But from the moment we start rehearsing, there was really a teamwork. Okay, yes, we had the script that was explaining what the scene was supposed to be. But then he came a lot from us, giving like ideas and like opinion also about other scenes, helping each other as a teamwork. And definitely I felt the character I'm playing, somehow it's very, very close to me for certain experiences I had in the past and everything. So I don't know, it just suit perfectly for me. And it's very emotional. I cried during the show. I scream. I'm full of passion. I contort, of course. Of course, I'm using my like abilities, and the result, I have to say, is pretty awesome. People are responding pretty well. I really got amazing comments and compliments. Some people at the end of the show, they came to me and they were like, thanks to you, I felt compassion, I felt anger, I felt revenge, and I felt love. All thanks to you. So that's, when I received this from the audience, that's the best gift I could have had.
That's the best thing that you could do, because as a performer, right, you want to be able to make your audience feel something or leave with something.
Drag the audience with you.
Especially with something so dark. And you're kind of on the verge of how are people going to receive it? Are they going to understand? Do they get the art behind the obvious sodomy and obvious all the sadism? But because you can easily get discouraged by being like, oh my god, like, should I be watching? Should I close my eyes? But to take it all in is accepting being vulnerable as an audience member, which...
Exactly. And plus the way the theater is very intimate, so there's really not so much separation between us and the audience. So the fact that we are able to really integrate the audience emotion into ours, that's great.
Do you think this is one of the more fulfilling roles you've had that you relate to personally compared to doing shows like MJ1 or...
Okay, personally, yes. Maybe yes. You know, Cirque du Soleil, of course, everything is about a beautiful imaginary world, and it's you have your own act and then some little cues. So it's just a little different. Here, I feel in this abandoned one, I'm really like part of the story. And emotionally speaking, yes, it's much more, I'm more involved. But like, for example, with Cirque, I did, as a main character, one touring show about Avatar, took the first flight. So I actually met James Cameron, and he was so happy about my accent. Nobody's happy about my accent, of course, but James Cameron was really happy because I had to talk Nabi. the avatar language in the show, and he was like, "Oh, your Italian accent is
Wow.
perfect for talking Navi." So with him also, I developed a nice like acting skill during the show. That was a different Cirque du Soleil show than the others I did, because I was a character. So it was a story. I was present almost through the whole shows. Yes, I had my solo moment, but then I was always on stage, being a beautiful blue cat.
And with James Cameron, I want to know, you wore the heart of the
Yes,
ocean
yes.
from Titanic, because she met James Cameron, shorty James Cameron. She was able to wear the necklace in the movie, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So
we were in LA performing with the Avatar show. So James Cameron invited me and the other main character of the show to his studio in Malibu. One of the best day of my life, because I love movies, and everybody loved Titanic. When you enter in the studio, you have the big Titanic there. You even have the car. You remember the hot scene?
The hot scene, the car. He's got the car.
You have the car with the handprint of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow, really? It's still there?
Yeah. They didn't clean it. It's there. And then, yes, the necklace. So I wore the necklace, and I'm also a big fan of aliens as a science fiction horrors. And James Cameron directed Alien too. So there was a big alien there in the studio, and also Terminator, because James Cameron directed Terminator. So no, it was like, for me, it was like
that's an amazing experience.
Yes.
Once in a lifetime experience.
Great. No, it was a wonderful experience. And he's so humble, and
he's very intelligent too. James
very
Cameron's very
intelligent and funny. It's a great artist.
That's amazing. So let everyone know, where can we get tickets to Abandon?
So the theater where we perform is Vegas Theater Company. So you can go to vegastheatercompany.com or the Instagram page, that is Vegas Theater Company, and there's the link to buy the ticket for Abandon the Marquis de Sade until October 31st.
Yes. Now, what are your goals as a performer? After this ends, do you plan on performing for other companies, or do you plan on one day in Vegas having your own created show as a performer, as a creative?
I definitely, well, of course, sooner or later, my body probably is not gonna be so dynamic anymore. So for sure, I'm gonna have to change a little bit direction. And yes, I not necessarily have my own show, but I would like to be in the creation and like producing something different, follow the artist. I would like artistic director, like a position like that, where I can like help the artists grow in their own artists. And I would like to use my experience for the young artists that are coming.
Yes. Now, there is one question that I ask every guest that I do have, and it kind of sums up them as a human being as a whole. And that question is there a philosophy that you live by?
My philosophy, well, coming from Italy, I study a lot of Latin. So there's two that I read. One, Seneca said an amazing things once. In Italian is "È inutile cambiar sede se l'animo è ammalato." That means it's useless to change place if you are sick inside. Now, I say that because with all the years that I travel, I really realize when also you meet people that they're like, oh, I really need to change country to feel better. Sometimes, no, it's not the country where you are. It's just deep inside of you that you have to find your own home. This inside is your home, not necessarily what you have around. So that's what I try to do. I try to find my home everywhere I am. So I just listen. And the other one, carpe diem. That's pretty accurate, because we don't realize, but time really goes fast. Yes. So carpe diem, grab the moment.
Yes, that's very you.
Yeah.
All the things are very you. You literally make the best of every situation. Even when we were on set and things were just long and we were sitting there, I got to know her very well, and she's just like this very beautiful spirit who just kind of radiates art and love and acceptance, and you are seeing she's a very peaceful energy that you can see as she talks. Like, maybe you're from Italy, everything it's absolutely amazing, but seeing her energy, she's very at peace with herself and those around her, and only radiates kindness, which is interesting because the dichotomy of that is she loves horror and things that are psychologically like messed up, and she's like, yes. But and she has a black cat, which is amazing.
Black cat,
so,
of course.
But everyone, Giulia, she goes by Purple Jew.
Purple Jew.
And tell them where they can find you on social media so that way they can connect with you.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely please follow me on social media. My Instagram is at purple GIU. Purple Jew. Because my name, Giulia, is the Italian one. Is Italian way, so it's GIULIA and not J. So Instagram at purple GIU.
Yeah, and she's clearly, you can't forget it. Her hair is purple, she loves purple, she's everything. So make sure to go see her show, Abandon. You don't want to miss it. It's a work of art. She's a work of art, and just go see her doing all of her things. And I know there's a video that she did send in, and you can also look for her videos on YouTube of her in action doing all of her amazing contortion. She even just did a handstand here earlier for a photo on the Apple box. So that's like insane. But everyone, an amazing guest. Giulia, everyone, a round of applause. She's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for coming here. And when we come back, don't go away because we have another amazing dynamic guest for you. So stay tuned.
Baby, can't you see I'm calling? A guy like you should wear a warning. It's dangerous, I'm falling. There's no escape, I can't wait to need a hit.